The number one concern you see in the news and media now is privacy, right? Like, so it's like, what is my expectation of privacy on the internet or when it comes to these large language models? And that's what we're building into that experience I have from collecting and validating and putting trust into the information. That's actually how we're doing data collection and data harvesting to fine tune the large language models. So we have what basically a data collection or research collection plan that we're enacting, and we're doing a grassroots approach, right? So we're going to the subject matter experts like you and other individuals in their field, including academia, and pulling in that data and coming up with the way for us to, whatever that looks like, for us to collect that, whether it's through a compensation model or if it's open source out there, but going to those authors of that information to provide a level of validity into like how we ingest the data. But we don't just stop there. So we have, well, there's a term that's called human in the loop. We call human in the loop extreme. So it's validating the outputs of how the algorithm is making decisions. And so we're going back to those same experts that's like, hey, here's the output that we have based on the responses or the prompts that are going into the solution. That's a continuous process. And that's the part where we were talking about earlier when it comes to like how these large language models work now from what's out there in the open world is like that validation is occurring, but it's too much for someone to validate because it's doing everything. Because we have specific use cases, we've honed it in to where we can validate that, show you the basically the citations that go with how the decisions are being made. So you can go back and validate it yourself, or we can show you that level of transparency, which is another piece of responsible AI, is being able to have that transparency and be able to tell you how decisions are being made within your language model.